I didn't want to do this. And I really, really didn't want to make this video. But it appears a certain little wants to run her motherfucking mouth about me.
Viewer discretion is advised.
What up? In today's video, we're gonna go over Cyraxx's girlfriend and some of the stuff she has said about him, some photos, and even what's been told. And it's pretty gross. It's actually really gross. Really gross stuff, but let's get into it.
He has roaches that crawl on his plate. Roaches that crawl on his plate. You know, like if a roach touches anything, I've never seen a roach in anywhere that I lived. I couldn't live like that. I just couldn't. Like imagine that Cyraxx views you as his love interest, and how much time he has in his hands.
So yeah, I don't think anybody ever thought that the Cyraxx was the king of hygiene or cleanliness, but my god, roaches. There are roaches on top of bed bugs, rats apparently. Like, it's gonna get wild.
So at one point in time, you did take your relationship with him seriously, or at least it wasn't a total joke.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can I ask what good you saw in him? Or is it just a facade?
Honestly, he was literally just like a little kicked puppy, and I felt bad for him.
That is right. This woman was not a troll. She legitimately thought, hey, I'm gonna go out with Cyraxx. And it seems that she knew a lot of the stuff about him, yet it didn't bother her. And it just continues, and it gets worse.
Did she send him nudes or sexually fulfill him?
Mm-hmm. He doesn't clean himself off. He just sticks it back in his pants. That's the most disgusting part.
Gross. So gross. Unbelievable. Oh my god, this guy's covered in bed bugs. He doesn't bathe. Oh my god. When I heard this, I was like, my jaw dropped. My jaw truly dropped.
No, he likes to pop them. He likes his bed bugs. He pops them. He says when you pop them, they smell like stink bugs.
Well, I guess when you're raised in absolute filth, I guess this type of stuff's just normal. You know, sleeping with rats, being covered in bed bugs, being essentially devoured over time by the said bed bugs. It's all normal in the Wilkins household.
What would his life look like in the greatest? What is Cyraxx's greatest potential that you were considering?
Well, it would definitely be me going down to his house every other month, him coming up here every other month. It's spending a month like that. Having kids, sending them down there for a month. It was never I was gonna move in and leech off of Sally and Ed, because Ed has barely any income and they're just leeching off of him, man.
Imagine considering breeding with the goblin. Imagine kids born of sludge. Also, as you just heard, Ed is the breadwinner outside of the government, giving them money, giving them some assistance. Imagine Sally and Ed being grandparents. Oh, no.
Real deal, real deal, real deal, real deal.
Greasy hair and everything. I remember you saying that, Dr. Root. I'm going to break it though, you jerk.
Shout out to Root Dr. Thorne, and shout out to a thumb of a woman. I think it's a woman, I guess, question mark. Now let's read from this text. Cyraxx's grandma happily waits on him, beck and call. She makes him breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which takes him hours because his teeth are all fucked. He helps rearrange the furniture daily for his grandma. He also takes out the trash once a night when the trolls can't get him. What the? Sally is obviously a sore point for him. Good to use for the trolls. We got him. We got him. By the way, this is a 30-year-old man who can't even do anything. Who can't even make breakfast. He can't even pull himself a bowl of cereal or put a hot pocket in the microwave. Now we got two photos to look at. One of them is of Cyraxx shirtless, playing on his big boy Power Wheel in the middle of the night, you know, because he says he's a professional race car driver, even though he's never driven a car in his life. And one of the most important questions we've always wanted to know, where does Cyraxx sleep? Is it on the bed? Is it in the closet? Is it in the basement? Well, we got the answer. It is on the floor. He does not sleep on his bed because it is covered in junk. So he sleeps on a pile of pillows and blankets, which apparently there's rats crawling around. There's obviously cockroaches. There's bed bugs. And this is a photo of him sleeping on the floor, like a goblin he is. And now we get into Cyraxx's response.
You think you got on me? Oh, you ain't got shit. You're second generation meth head, Jasmine, and you mother know it. I ain't mad. I'm laughing at your ignorance and at your stupidity.
Dude, you're like a second generation, maybe even a third generation pedo.
When your mom dies, how you gonna survive? You don't know how to work. You ain't got a job. You use anxiety, whatever you can think of, as a crutch. I've seen you do the dishes maybe twice. You take a shower only once a week.
You don't even bathe, and you do the same thing. You never had a job, you don't know how to cook. Also, I love that absolute brain freeze. He was like a bunch of gears grinding in his head. You know, and all that stuff.
I'm way better off than you. I mean, look at all this.
This is when he shows off all his cheap junk, and this is where I'm gonna end it. If you've seen my last video, you've already seen his, I should say, a tour of his setup. And yeah, this was kind of a gross video, because I kind of learned stuff about Cyraxx I didn't want to know, but I hope it was at least entertaining. Until next time, thanks for watching.